I'm William James Bright from the Crusade4America movement. We are dedicated to protecting our First and Second Amendment rights. And last week we did Clinton. This week we do Trump. And the song will be released tomorrow. What the hell is wrong with building a wall and making America great again? About being led by a man who takes great pride in being the best. My father taught me that when a man puts his name on a shingle, it means something. Never prior to this election had he been called a racist or other terms used to silence those of us Americans who have opinions. The media has done everything in their power to demonize him. But I want to get right to the point here. I'm a conservative Republican, liked both Cruz and Trump. We had a primary election and Trump won. I remember watching all the candidates in hysterical tones screaming that Trump had to sign the pledge to support our candidate or he would be betraying the party. Who's betraying the party now? Ohio's Republican Governor John Kasich supposedly was asked to run as vice president. A wise choice because he makes it easier to win the election, and if he would do even half the great job that he did working with Newt Gingrich and implementing the contract with America, we would indeed be in good hands. Rather than help his party ensure the defeat of Hillary, he chose to ignore the failures of past trade treaties and his meeting with Obama on how to stuff the Trans-Pacific Partnership down our throat. This is the same TPP which surrenders more of our rights to international courts. Ted Cruz, all those great stands you made for us and continue to make for us in Washington, you stood up every damn time it counted. That is why I supported you. Today, you are fighting to keep the internet in U.S. control rather than turn it over to the UN. And you know those bastions of freedom, China, Russia, Syria, and Iran. To go down as lying Ted, not because of election rhetoric, but because you lied to us in the brightest and boldest of terms, where there are no shades of gray or ambiguity. You gave your word that you would support the Republican nominee and keep Hillary out of the White House. There is still time, and though dwindling hope, I hope you will honor your word. If you do not, I will not be able to support you going forward, and it will be one of the reasons that I will leave the Republican Party. If the best of the best can't be trusted, there's no reason to stay. Jeb Bush signed the pledge, and because he was defeated, he's just another never-Trumper. Jeb did a good job in Florida. He came in with $100 million funded by Republican elitists looking for a Republican presidential coronation. Just like his brother George W. did when he ran in 2000. The elites all coalesced behind him and were expecting a cakewalk. But Jeb performed miserably on the campaign trail, and this year the Republican primary voters could not be convinced or fooled. Maybe the Bush family should disclose their involvement in that criminal enterprise syndicate, better known as the Clinton Foundation. Well, take solace, Ted. You're not the only liar. You're not even the only liar in Texas. But what is at stake? Everything we value. We're at the crossroads, on the edge. We have zero room for error. Everything we hold dear will be determined in this election. This is our first and best shot at reversing what can only be described as a declining America. With future Americans chalk this up to another failure of our generation, the generation that pissed the American dream away. Today, as our country is under attack by both foreign and domestic forces, we dither. Fifth columnist George Soros continues his effort to destroy us from within, to pour millions into securing open borders for our enemies, federalizing local police departments, and funding organizations like Black Lives Matter. Now, to answer the burning question of the moment, do Black Lives matter? Well, good blacks that work hard but are forced to live in ghettos, fear sending their kids to school, that worry that their sons and daughters will be destroyed by the trash that controls their neighborhoods. Hell yes, they matter. Do the instigators, agitators, con men, bloviators, exaggerators, unholy bigoteers, haters, Jew baiters, race-based profiteers like Farrakhan, Jesse Jackson, Sharpton, the Black Lives Matter movement, the Crips and the Bloods? Then the answer is no. 80% of violent crimes in America are committed by blacks, and of those, 80% are committed against other blacks. Those drug dealers, rapists, murderers, thugs, and criminals who prey on their own for personal gain can line up right next to the Muslim terrorists to be shot old school style. It is gratifying to see that the polls show that both black and Latino voters are finally figuring out that to stay with Democrats is not going to fix their problems. Now we need women to quit buying into the fantasy generated by the media and the tech titans that Trump is anti-woman. He has never headed up a bimbo eruption team seeking to destroy women like Hillary. I hope that you will decide to join us in this crusade for America. In the next couple of weeks, we will be unveiling a plan that will put the power back in your hands and out of the hands of those who wish only to centralize control in theirs. You can see our songs and monologues on Facebook under Bill Bright or William Bright, or on YouTube under William James Bright. I hope that you will subscribe on YouTube, and we can sure use your financial help via PayPal, or we can also be contacted via email at williamjamesbright@yahoo.com. That's Bright, B-R-I-G-H-T, or by phone at 321-821-1541. Thank you.